up, everybody? Welcome back to RVA Vapes, and today we're talking about the Prince Baby TFV12. So today we've got the SmokTech TFV12 Baby Prince. That's right, they've got another new tank out. Get into this guy here. So you've got your tank there with your fancy smancy drip tip, honeycomb, and this one's got at least 5 colors in it, so that's kind of cool. And then you get some more goodies in the box. You get your spare glass, which is 2 milliliters versus the 4.5. And you got your spare coils. Now what I'm really excited about is this mesh coil right here. And then they have a standard T8 coil as well. And this one actually has a light in it, which is fairly interesting. And then you get your standard O-ring pack right here. Now something I did notice for those of you that are very matchy, it comes with black O-rings, but they give you a matching colored set in the kit. So this one's stainless, so you get the clear ones. Pretty snazzy, huh? So, let's take a little closer perspective on this tank here. So it's fairly similar to your Prince tank. You got nice wide airflow down here with your little slightly notched outside. You've got your crown-ish top cap cutting right through there, which is kind of cool. And then you've got the little button mechanism that unlocks so you can swing it wide open. Now something you may notice right off the bat is this looks like it's a 510 drip tip. I'm going to measure it here in a second so that you can see comparison wise, but it's definitely smaller than most of the other drip tips that are out there. Take it apart, you unscrew like this, there's your coil right there, and the glass comes off like so. A tank is a tank is a tank, you know, it's just like some of the other tanks that are out there, but it's the newest one from SmokTech, so there's that. Now let's take a look at this coil real quick. Now this is your mesh coil, and you can see down in here that it's got the mesh running through it, similar to your Firelink mesh coil, but this is actually a Baby Beast threaded coil, so it's supposed to be backwards compatible with all your Baby Beast tanks. And then this guy is your T8 coil right here, but it's got a light in it, and they're supposed to be selling these in different colors. This one's got red O-rings, so we're going to assume it's a red one. Now let me show you something right here. If you look very closely, and I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit more for you, see right there in the middle, that's where the light is. Now it looks like to me it's right in between all the pieces of cotton, and to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Both these are brand new, so before we do the final, I'm gonna test it out and see what it vapes like, but that kind of gives me a weird feeling. I don't know if it's actually touching the heating elements there, or if it's touching, looks like it's touching the cotton for sure. So before we do our final review on this, I'm gonna vape that up a little bit and see what the final verdict is on the performance of it. So let's do a little size comparison for you here. Alright, so you got your Baby Beast up against the Firelink mesh right there. You can see it's a little bit taller, a little bit narrower it looks like. Okay. Alright, so we're back now, and you've got a good up close look at everything. So now we're going to break it down and talk about each one of the components real quick for you. So as you know, they're calling this the TFV12 Baby Prince Tank. It does come with your 3 coils. You've got your mesh, your what I referred to as a T8, but it's actually a T12. They're triple parallel coils in there, and it's even got the little light, as you see here. Boop, boop, boop. And then it does come with the standard Q4 style. Now let's go ahead and talk about this thing. It's available in 10 colors. It comes with the bubble glass, which is 4.5, or you get this plain glass, which is 2 mils. There's 10 color options. We're going to throw those up right meow. We're looking at 53 millimeters this way. They're calling it 26 with the bubble glass, but I think the actual tank itself is 23 milliliters. So you can see they come with some really cool drip tips. That one's got like a bluish kind of pearlescent finish to it. Very cool looking. It does have the honeycomb pattern on there, and it's got like some crown type knurling in the top there. You can see that a little bit better there. So it's meant to look like a crown. It does have the little button clasp so that it does kind of lock that swing door. So you have to push this little button here to open it up. And the same thing when you close it, it's got like a nice snatch to it, so you can really feel it's in there. Now the drip tip size, since we were talking about the actual drip tip itself, it is a little bit smaller, which is an interesting choice by them, but I think I understand why they did it. They wanted to accentuate the flavor, and I just happen to have one of the trusty 510 Dot Mods tips here, and as I suspected, it's a dead ringer. It fits on there perfectly. So you can see there, it is a true 510 size, but it's definitely got a beefier cut to it. And personally, I really like the look of this particular blue one. And it does fill out the top cap a little bit nicer there, as you can see. With the bubble glass, you do get a 50% addition to your overall juice capacity, so that's a nice touch. I actually broke the bubble glass on this one, so I'm running it in the 2 mil configuration. So they're calling these Cobra drip tips. This nice honeycomb kind of resin pattern that it's got going on here. They did them in the 810 originally, and then you're going to see these are the 510 version, but it's still the same name, which is a good marketing trick on their part. So they're also saying that there's going to be acrylic tips with acrylic bulbs, they're calling them now, tubes here, so you can get a matching tip and bulb acrylic if you tend to break things a lot or if you drop stuff. Those will be sold separately very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. They do apparently have a patent on this locking mechanism, which I think is a nice feature. They had it on the TFV12 Prince originally, and they brought it now to the Baby Prince. It does help with the wearing out, but I've still seen these break as well because of the way that it clasps and secures down on the back side of the tank. Looking at it right there, you can't see that clasp is fairly beefy. So you shouldn't have as many issues with this one breaking as some of the earlier generations. And it does lock in there nice and secure, so that's cool. Now, this is the first time you've seen us review a SmokTech product, and I will admit they're not one of my favorite companies to review, but they do make some fairly good tanks, and I refer to the TFV8 or the Baby Beast platform quite frequently because you see a lot of companies making coils that fit that or that are similarly designed around that style of tank. So obviously they know something about the R&D and engineering department. Now they're also pushing this LED light-up coil, and apparently they're going to be making these in like 3 or 4 different colors, which is a cool new thing. And I was kind of hinting at it earlier, so The way the LED is set up, it's actually inside the cotton, so it glows from within, as they say. But it's an interesting little touch. Again, I haven't spent a ton of time with this particular light-up coil to know exactly how I feel about it, but so far the performance is good. And if I have any issues, I'll definitely make a an update video or add it to the comments below. But so far it's so good. It's an interesting touch. Now to go into the coils a little bit deeper, I showed you the mesh one up close. I showed you the one that's in here, which I called a Baby Beast T8 coil. It is actually a triple parallel, so they're now calling it the Baby T12 coil. But it's the same design as the T8, they just tripled up on the wires instead of dual paralleling them. There's 3 wires in each one of those 4 holes. It's definitely a lower gauge wire, so the resistance is still 0.15, but it definitely seems like it needs a little bit more power. Right now I'm running this one at 60, which is the bottom of their recommended or best range. It does feel like the T12 with the 4, what I call barrels where the coils go down in. With the third coil, it does feel a little bit more restricted on the airflow, but overall the flavor is very nice, so I'm happy with that. I think it's just going to take a little bit of getting used to power wise where it wants to be with so much extra wire going on in there. Now the top fill system is similar to the other ones. I showed you the locking mechanism. There's a slight bit of a larger hole on this one where you fill the juice up, so that's a nice addition. With the mesh coil, that's really the focus of what this review is going to be about, and the reason for that is because I think mesh is the wave of the future when it comes to vaping. So much more surface area, they seem to last longer, and the flavor on them is phenomenal, but you get really good airflow because it's just one gigantic barrel, if you will, or airflow chamber for the air to go through while it's producing vapor. And the mesh coil in this kit is really the star of the show in my personal opinion. It's just as good a flavor as the Fireluke mesh. You will be able to run them in your Baby Beast or Big Baby Beast or any of the Baby Beast variations previous to this one, and I think for them that is a very smart move. Making it backwards compatible is something we haven't really seen in the vape industry before, and I have to take my hat off to SmokTech for that one. Making a mesh coil version of the most popular coil on the market is going to be nothing but positive for them. As long as they can keep up the quality that I've seen in this kit here, they're definitely going to make a lot of money off those mesh Baby Beast coils. I can tell you as soon as they're available, we will be carrying them here at RVA Vapes, and you can get the Prince Baby Beast tank right meow. Comes in the colors you saw earlier. I think we only have about 4 or 5 colors left, but we should be getting another shipment very soon. So make sure you check out the website. We're going to throw our coupon code up right over here so that you can get your discount 10% off on the website. And as soon as we've got more accessories and the mesh coils for sale, you'll also see those up on the website very, very soon. So keep an eye out for that. But overall, just to recap this video and try to keep it as short and sweet as possible, I think this tank is the best thing that they've come out with. I wish it were a 25mm tank instead of the 22 or 23 that it is. I wish it had a little bit more juice capacity, but with that bulb tank that I broke, you do get close to 5 milliliters. That being said, I do believe that if you have never tried a Baby Beast tank, or if you're looking for something that's got really good flavor, it's not going to break the bank, the TFV12 Baby Prince is an excellent option. The locking mechanism's nice, the larger juice fill channel is nice, the reduced size drip tip, I'm not completely sold on it, but overall this kit is a great buy. It's the best build quality tank I've seen them come out with. They've checked all the boxes as far as style and finish and
just overall look on it. And I think they finally got the coils for this tank 100% right. So keep that in mind. If you have any other questions, please drop them in the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. If there's any new developments with this light-up coil or any more accessories that I find out about, I will definitely make an update to this video. But until then, this is Chip with RVA Vapes. And if you want to get you a mesh, the newest mesh tank from SmokTech, then get yourself a TFV12 Baby Prince. If you want to smoke, that's your business. If you want to quit, you know what to do.